Hello, everyone. This is Crusade, and welcome back to another episode of GregTech New Horizons. This is episode 11. So, made some good progress throughout the episodes. So, first things first, we got a bed in our first episode, and we've progressed all the way up to an EBF by episode 10, which is really not too bad. I have been taking a little bit of a slower pace with this pack than what I would like. Especially with YouTube videos. As you may have noticed, I haven't been super crazy about uploading the last several weeks, but I'm going to work on improving that over time. So today, we're going to be working on logistics pipes. And the main driver behind this is that we really don't have a good way of just quickly checking what we have in inventory. We have to sit here and scan all of this. And if I'm going to be quite truthful, a lot of this is not super intuitive, if you know what I mean. This is just like a storage cluster that kind of just grew over time, and we have random chests over here of random crap. And yeah, I kind of want to just start throwing everything together, if that makes sense, rather than having it all over the place. So there's going to be kind of two things that we want to do here. So first things first is that we want to set ourselves up for success. So making it so that when we do go to applied energistics, we don't have to do a ton of work to get everything migrated over to it. But also we want to make sure that we have capacity, especially for late game. So well, I shouldn't say late game, but transitioning into EV. So since we're in LV now, we still have 3 tiers until we even reach EV. So it kind of makes sense to go about the applied energistics route until we absolutely need it in EV. Now, most people will say, hey, well, you could just try to rush directly to it and make sure that's like your primary thing to get up and running. But truthfully, it's not a great approach to do that because you're not going to set up the infrastructures to support some of the stuff that you need for later. So like, for example, setting up some automated dust processing rather than manually having to do it. Applied energistics will allow us to do that in a way better than what we have now. So yeah. And then a quick update before we continue on this EBF over here. It is all hooked up. I still need to make a soldering iron. It's just been too lazy about doing that. And I'm also working on upgrading all of these. So right now it's just large potent pipes. But I think I'm going to upgrade these to large or huge, mainly because they transfer 12,000 buckets per second, or 12 buckets per second rather than what do you call it, 6,000. So these are only transferring 6,000 per second. I tried powering the EBF up, and obviously this is not going to work. This is not fast enough. This theoretically should just be fast enough. It will actually eat into its tank down here. But the other issue is that we do not have the capacity to pass through this single pipe here. So this only transfers 2,400 buckets per second, and each of these we're going to pull 1,500. So you're already at max capacity at 2 and over that. So this needs to get upgraded. So I am working on grabbing the stuff for it. That's why this is running here. So this is going to be running out throughout the episode while we're working on things. So I made a trip to the Twilight Forest to grab that. I also do need to make the soldering iron, and to do that I still need to grab lithium, which we do have available. I just haven't processed it yet. Actually, we might have some in the chest, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this stuff here is what we use for it, and this here. So actually, let me go throw that in there now, so that's starting to process. Yeah, so for the backbone of the system, it requires you to make 64 unrouted transport pipes. To make unrouted transport pipes, there's a few things that you need here. So you need long steel rods, fine gold wire, and some strengthened glass, which is just saltpeter and tin, which isn't too hard to get. The other option is to go to elongated glass tube. which actually kind of seems like the better option for us because it's just glass dust in the form of a long rod. So it shouldn't be too hard. I don't know if we have this cast yet. We might have it somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. It'd be pretty nice if we had it, right? And this is the perfect example of why we're going to get this system going today. I can't be bothered to do this all the time. It does not look like we have the long rod pattern yet. Okay, so we'll have to get that going. Yeah, because it is quite a bit more efficient. So it's this. The casting form, which is literally just a file and a hammer on a blank cast. I think we have a blank cast still. Yeah. File and hammer on blank casts. File. I'm not seeing a hammer. Did we use all of our hammers? I don't think we did. So many things. Like that shouldn't be in here. Oh. Whoops. Here's a hammer. I believe it was the bottom right corner. Yeah. And then you use this to make a long mold with molten steel. And one steel ingot. I forget how much. It's 144 if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, so that's like, what, 2, 3, 4 pieces? 3 pieces? Something along the lines of that. Close enough. Do 3 for now. But I'm going to get this going and then work on getting some of the materials. And then what we're going to do is submit this quest. And then we can go to the basic pipe. Alrighty, so I am back, and I have crafted some of the materials to get going, but we're gonna have to take another break before we actually start moving things down here because I want to get some things prepped. But before we do that, I kind of want to explain what the plan is, and then things that have changed in the base since we've done updates and stuff, or since we recorded last. So first things first, this floor is going to need to drop down by like 2 blocks. I want to have space down here. And I think that's going to be the best thing that we can do because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're 7 tall up here. I think 5 below should be fine. I think it will kind of help us. Oh, we got some leftover manulin still. So we'll do that. And then, what I want to do for the ingots and all that, I think we're going to create like a wall of, I don't want to say barrels. Like I like these barrels, but they're not really space conscious, or like great on space, if I'm quite honest. So we're going to use these oak drawers, and what you can do is like, say if you want to put these in there, you can put them in the corner. And I believe you can shift. I don't know if you can lock them. Is there a way to lock this? I'll have to take a look. But you can upgrade these as well, which is pretty cool. So we're going to probably use this as our main storage method for the wall. Although these barrels I'm still kind of leaning towards wanting to use still, only because they look way better, in my opinion. And I actually believe you can upgrade these further than drawers. So I'm going to take a look at that probably off camera before I make the final decision on it. Still got a little bit of time. Let's just do this. I can't wait till we have a central drop spot for this. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to drop the floor down by 2. Really not an issue. But what I did want to talk about was our EBF. So we have an interesting issue, but it's really not too much of an issue, because the EBF is much faster and a little bit more efficient than what we were working with before. So I don't really mind it. So first things first. We're going to talk about this power setup. So large potent pipes coming out from the output. Okay, cool. But here's the issue. So this is okay. This is our steam that's coming out. So you see that we're taking out 6,000, but we're putting in 12,000. So this is draining that or the tank, and then we're having issues essentially keeping it fed. So for the meantime, we have battery boxes in here. Really not an issue. I think it's going to be pretty good for just making sure this power is all good and that there's balance or power balancing between them. That's why these are all here, just to make sure that like we can feed this without really any issue. Now, the other thing is when we look at the EBF up here, we have to worry about the input, so nitrogen that's going in there. That is for certain recipes, so I think we're going to need a way to kind of just be able to like flip a switch to like drain and fill it with whatever like we need. But I think we'll have to figure that out a little bit more later. The steel production, though, is something that I definitely want to get up and running soon. So when I have everything to make the storage system, I will be back and we'll place it all down. Alrighty, so after many hours later, I finally got everything to pretty much set up a basic system. And the reason why I wanted to do that off camera is just because I want to have something to come home, play, and kind of grind out, and then make a video rather than just doing crafting the entire time, because crafting gets boring after a while, let's be honest. So first things first, I'm letting my health run, or my hunger run down, so I can get the extra hearts from food that I have not eaten yet. So epic bacon is what I'm working on. So in my inventory, we have some logistics chassis pipes. We have some provider modules. I do want to get another one, another 4, but I think that is good for now, just to get the basic system set up and to kind of demonstrate on how everything works. In this chest right here, there is a provider pipe that, or a chassis pipe that has a provider or extraction module on it. Excuse me. And then this has a request pipe on here, which you have to hit with a wrench. So we'll probably want to get a reusable wrench up and running relatively shortly, just to make our lives a little bit easier. Now, the other thing that we also need to do is pull over this potent pipe. I have been working on expanding out the I'm trying to think here. Oh, the steam pipe coming out from our boilers. And the reason why that kind of matters is because when these, so when the EBF is running, it's pulling 4 directly, and they're running at full steam. So that's a full thing of MV, and this potent pipe that has been going over here, or coming out from here, no, here. This is not enough to move over to here, because this is all huge pipe. So I want to get this all upgraded to huge piping as well, and then we'll use this extra pipe to pull this over so we can feed it into a power junction to then power this. Now, I also have been working on getting some liquid ender, and I have been pretty much coming back here throwing the spawn eggs inside of there. We are currently on a 15-minute cooldown, so once this is done, we're going to pretty much take that. What's more, the fire jets are smoking blocks from TF. Buy some. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you can do that. But yeah, so we've made some pretty good progress, pretty much off camera. I've made more machines. We got this thing, a basic cutting machine. There's a fluid solidifier, but we can't really do anything with it. I probably shouldn't have built it yet, to be quite honest. Oh, and the one big thing I do want to do is replace all this cable back here with, not this cable, redstone alloy cable. And the reason being is that there's 0 EU loss across it, and we can do, I believe, 16 amps with it. So I eventually just want to do like a full big steam turbine and then just run 16x cable wherever. Um, actually, well, before I say we do that, because let's look at how close we are to MV. Like we are quite literally like 1, 2, 3, 4 quests away from five quests away from MV. So yeah, it's probably not a good idea to go and chase that now, because once we get into MV, we're gonna have let's see, we're going to start here, and we're going to be starting with some circuit creations. So we're going to probably want to quickly work towards automating that. In fact, I did watch a video about logistics pipes in another series that somebody was running, and they were basically going through and automating as much as they can with logistics pipes, especially up early. Mainly because with logistics pipes, like it is a very, very, very strong thing early game just to get up and running. Saves your life a lot, especially with what do you call it? Pretty much pulling things from a ton of places. I am going to still finish these as this piping. Huge. Oh, I just need a wrench. I don't think I have a wrench in my inventory, do I? Am I just blind? No. I have not been paying attention today. I've been having a very hard time paying attention. But that's just typical ADHD things. Yeah, look at this. We got tools all over the place. That's why logistics pipes are pretty much the way to go. It's going to help you save a ton of time. Not having to look through everything. We really don't have a wrench here, do we? Where did the... Oh, you know what? It's probably in the intake chest. Yeah. Look at that. Probably help if I just remember. And then we got this. And we just draw that. Look at that huge potent pipe. Sorry if you hear a lot of outside noises. I've got my window open to get some fresh air in here. Let's see. So we can pull this down here. This is kind of the plan, just to use it to expand down here, reuse. Because this shouldn't use so much steam, if I'm going to be completely honest. Oh, that's right. We still need to make a steam turbine for it, too. Man, I cannot win today. Okay. I'm going to go and make that turbine and allow this to pretty much finish up so you don't have to sit here and wait for it off camera. And we'll be back once we're ready to actually get the system up and running. Alrighty, so I did get everything upgraded, and I think we're about ready to get started to place everything down. So, once again, I don't have the wrench, of course, because it's up here. I couldn't let it go, could I? So if I use a wrench on here, you can go ahead and request items. I am going to make sure this pop-up is off because it is not needed. This one here, if we click on it, it has an extractor module, and it's just going to extract whatever's up here. So far, so good, right? Alrighty, so first things first, we're going to want to place down a couple Mark II chassis. So we'll place one here. We only have 4 right now, so or 4 cards for providers, so we'll only put those 4 on there for now. We're going to want to grab these, and we're essentially going to want to put both of these in here. So one here, one here. And we're going to do the same thing. Okay, cool. And now we're going to want to grab one of these and a couple of these. We don't need the Mark... wait. Oh, no, I'm going crazy here. I'm thinking I need to put more in here. I don't need to yet. I need to make more of those providers. So essentially what we can do is, well, actually, first things first, we need to place this down, make sure this is getting power, which it is, and it should be pulling from here. Cool. Doesn't look like it's going too insane with pulling power. So 1 EU equals 2 LP. So 32. Okay, so that's really not that bad. So this is pulling max right now. But it should be more than enough. I don't think there's going to be any issue. We are going to need a basic logistics pipe to go right here because you need one at any corner, essentially. Unrouted pipes don't need to be present everywhere. So what we can do is pull this across because that is a logistics pipe there. And say if we want to go across over to this pipe, you have to use a basic logistics pipe here, and you're going to have to use another one here because it's another turn down. And if we see anything start to go, oh, this one needs to be up. Right? You should be extracting. Oh, that's just why. Now this should start going. There we go. That is the one thing you gotta make sure you do. Just make sure that they are default route. Yep. Yep. And now this should still keep going. Nice. So we can throw all that in here. Same thing with this. And it's pulling about, I believe, 5 items per pull right now. So the goal is just to make sure we're staying good on like not just going crazy expanding everything and then just making miles and miles of chests. We're going to try to upgrade these as much as we can over time. And I think the first thing that we're going to want to do with these pipes is start to automate the actual creation of logistics pipes. So that way we can essentially just build it out over time because it makes it a lot easier for us. I threw the wrench away, didn't I? That's great. Now we got to search for the wrench. That's the only downside when you do make a mistake. It's right here. Oh, and my pickaxe. Where's my pickaxe? I don't know where I put it. This is why you gotta be careful doing this. It should be somewhere. Unless it's up here. Did I really lose my pickaxe? I hope that's not the case. Oh no. This is not good. Oh, it's right here. There we go. Alrighty. Now to demonstrate the biggest feature that I have been waiting for the entire time. Let's throw this just in here. Just make it at least a little bit easier. Cool. So, yeah. I can now come up here and be like, all right, I need to get an item. Let's sort by size. Is that going to stay if I go back into it? Nice. All right, so let's say we want 3 chests. Request. Okay. Now we wait in here. Boom, we have 3 chests. I don't need these chests anymore. Bye-bye. I'll see you later. And then we go, all right, now we need 4 invor rods. Like, it is very, very nice. So there's a couple things that is a downside with this setup right now. So first things first, there's no NEI sync. So these will not sync with each other whenever I'm typing. The other thing is that this is, you know, it's good and all, but you can't just grab out from here. So we're still going to want an ME system at some point. Just we basically pushed it down the line a little bit more for us, so we don't have to worry about it right away, which is quite nice. So I'm gonna start working through these chests and see if we can clean this all up over here. Okay, so I did end up finally getting rid of all these chests, and you may also notice that these look slightly different. I've pulled this out one block in preparation to get some pipes behind here. I think I want to keep this wall, and we're just going to expand it across as we need. I know I would like to have like more of a central room, but I think this like open area is kind of nice, and having everything over here is quite convenient because we can just pull from here and then throw it back and forth. And if we go underneath, you'll see that everything has been synced up down here, and we are getting tight on storage already. Not full, but we're definitely pushing it. So we're going to need to get to MV rather quickly, and that's because we unlock a 2 gold and 1 iron upgrade. So what that basically means is that for 1 iron and 2 gold, we can upgrade all these chests, and it makes it a lot nicer for us. Now, if we come up here, oh, come on. Thank you. Didn't want to hear you anymore. Oh, and I also made a backpack, so we got stuff in here. So perfect example that we can do is pull that down. And if we just do this, it'll start pulling into our system, and we don't have to worry about sitting here sorting it or anything. It'll just go. Now, the ingots that are in here now, we're likely going to want to create barrels for them, so that way they're not clogging up the chests. Same thing for dusts. As you can see, we've got 2 pages. So each one of these are a slot, and some that even have more taking up multiple slots. So it's another way to optimize the storage even further. But truth be told, a lot of these could probably not need to sit in here. A lot of them are probably just taking up spots that we haven't really gone through and processed yet. Now, the one thing I do want to end up doing is, if any of you guys have watched Cat's Cozy Games, they have a system where they have essentially ME interfaces to control how the ores are being transported for processing and stuff. I actually am planning to do something semi-similar, except we're going to do it with logistics pipes, so we can get it up relatively early. So we would be actually creating subsystems with logistics pipes already. Now, to kind of preface how we're going to go about it, there are security pipes that you can get, or not security pipes. I think there are security pipes. Is that the name of them? I could have sworn they're called security pipes. I might be losing it here. I could have sworn there's a way to do it. Oh, security station. This is it. So you use one of these, and essentially what it does is that it isolates the network, but it still transfers power and all that to the new network. And it also allows you to technically interface into the network and out of the network. But then the network that's attached to it completely is isolated, so it can't see any items that are in the other network, which is what we want, because we're going to essentially dump ores and dusts into that security network, and then we're going to take ingots and processed materials out of it, if that makes sense. So it should help us isolate a little bit more. I'm not sure if we're going to pull these into it, but for right now, I don't think that's really super necessary. So now that we got our logistics pipes, we can kind of chill out with that. We don't need to go crazy automating anything on that side of things. But I think it's time to make the push for MV. And if we take a look here, there is really not many quests that we need to complete. And if I'm not mistaken, I just want to check with MV. So good circuits is what we need to complete in here. And we're at diode, so good circuits is this quest right here. So we're very close to it. We're technically only about 4 steps. So What we're going to do is get this gallium arsenide crystal, and to get that, you're going to need gallium dust and arsenic dust. Cephalerite can be electrolyzed for a small chance of gallium dust. Better put a lot and you might get lucky. Okay, so that's one thing that we'll need to do. Zinc crushed ore can be washed and then thermal centrifuged, or forge hammered and then centrifuge, but you don't always get the crushed ore as a drop. The impure dust doesn't give gallium. So we're essentially going to have to figure out how to get gallium and arsenic. Now, reading that, it is helpful, but this is a little bit more helpful for me. It's just understand it a little bit better. So the first things first is that we're going to need some zinc. It is a useful material in general for some of the recipes that we're going to need a bit later. But if we can get raw zinc ore, so looking here, we can get it in the overworld. We're going to need the gallium dust, which is any of these 4 chains. Now, the first things first that you can do is go down this ore washing plant, which gives you purified zinc ore, and then you can macerate it again. You get purified pile of zinc, and that macerator recipe has a 10% chance. But since we don't have the macerator that gives you that chance yet, we're going to centrifuge it, which gives you actually a slightly better chance of getting it anyways. So about 11% chance, which is not bad. So first things first, we're going to need to make an ore washing plant, which is what I am working on now. So once we have this pretty much up and running, we're going to pretty much try to get some gallium and see if we can make something with it. Alrighty, so I do have gallium and arsenic dust. I did make the ore washing plant, it just didn't record it. And also, I started mining this out, so we got some more stuff coming. So let's take a look. So if we take you... All right, it should just go if these are in here. Cool. Look at that. Gallium arsenide crystal. And our steam's keeping up because I upgraded the pipe underneath too. So this is going to take a minute. Then we have to do diodes. Thermal centrifuge and better gallium arsenic sources. I wonder why you need this for that. And there we go. Alrighty, so let's collect this. And let's take gallium dust for now, just because we don't have more. Alrighty. There's a couple of ways to increase your gallium. Okay. Breed zinc bees. Okay, so it's just telling us what to do. Thank you. I still haven't done the quartzite ones. Got to do that still. Yeah, we got to make one of these, and I'm just not going to do that right now. All right, diodes. Let's see. So a diode, let's see what it needs. So fine copper wire, small pile of gallium arsenide dust. So what do we do with you? Do we just macerate you? And then you can get small piles from here. All right, so that's not too bad. And I believe we actually have the fine copper wire and everything to make diodes already. So let's macerate you. And we need fine copper wire. Fine. We do not have fine copper wire. I lied. Let's grab several of you. And if we click on you, we can do fine copper. Whoops. And it's just going to be 3. That's not too bad. 2, 3. And now you're making fine copper wire. So diode needs 4, and molten glass or polyethylene. Molten glass. You're gonna definitely get a polyethylene line going later, but we're gonna use molten glass for the time being. It's just easier. I think I have some molten glass. Molten glass. Is that it? Yeah. If we get glass dust, which we don't have, not an issue. We can just claim it. If we go coins, glass. Alrighty, and then we can throw that in here. Let's just do 4 for now. Oh, wait, can we not do molten glass? You stop knocking on my door. Thank you. R. Oh, quartzite dust. That's right. I don't think we have any more quartzite. Oh, we do. Wait, nope. No, we don't. We don't have any quartzite dust. How much do we need for a diode? 144 milliliters. 72 liters. Oh boy. All right. Oh, 288. My bad. All right, so I'm going to have to get some quartzite dust. I'll be back. Alrighty, so I did put some more time into the pack. I finally did get the gallium arsenide crystal, and then I macerated it, so we have the dust, and I actually do have it over here. I'm just letting this go and making some molten glass. I found out that you can actually macerate stone dust, and it gives you some pretty good returns back on here. So you get 9 quartzite dust, potassium, marble dust, biotite, metal mixture, and sodalite. Metal mixture can actually be used on its own, and you get a bunch of other metals out of it, which is kind of cool. So I never really thought about just centrifuging it. The only downside is it does use 30 EU per tick, and this is not a lossless cable, so this is not being fun to process for now. Anyways, we do have everything we need in here. So here is our gallium arsenide dust, which we are going to make more of that small one. And then if we click into the diode, we need, so this is going to be the recipe we're running here. We need that fine copper wire, which I did not throw in here. Fine, it's right here. We'll just grab all of it real quick. Look at this. This is so nice being able to just come up in here and grab whatever we need. And I don't think it has a circuit. So we'll set that to 4 and throw those in there. And this is going to be the start of our diodes for us. This is kind of huge for us. So once we get the diodes, we're going to take probably the polyethylene pulp, because this is going to be something we're going to have to make soon anyways. Yeah, polyethylene pulp is going to be huge for us later. I don't know what exactly it is coming from. I'm assuming it needs more molten glass, so we'll let that go. And what we're going to do, just so this thing stops complaining, so we'll flip this out for now. Just so it stops, because that is so annoying. Oh, we don't have any other batteries. Okay, well, that's fine for now. Let's let it keep going. I'm doing that. The only downside of this recipe takes a little bit to do. Oh geez, how much do we need? I feel like this uses a lot. 288. So it requires 4 pieces of dust every single time that we want to run it, it looks like. What we're going to probably end up doing is just swapping these two. Make our lives a little bit easier. In fact, let me do this now. That is super annoying. Alright, so this next one should process it. Let's pull that out. And you're gonna go over here, but we're gonna need a dolly to move that around. Luckily we have one of those. Oops. Can't move these apparently. Okay. Let me do... Let's do this. I'm going to point to here. And then we'll just throw this all back in here. Want that there. Okay, so we got 4, and we need 8. So it means that we need to macerate a lot more stone dust. So let's do that. Let that go. And we'll be back once we got some more stone dust macerated up, or separated, so then that way we have, what do you call it? More that we could throw, more, I can't think. More, Certus dust to throw in there. Why is this stalling? Am I missing something here? Nah, it's connected. Oh, would you look at that? There's no connection going to it. Alrighty. Yeah, I'll be back once this is completed. Alrighty, so we did get the diodes. I discovered that just centrifuging stone is actually a pretty effective way of getting some... oh my god, I can't think of the name of it. How do we make this? Quartzite dust. So it's a pretty effective way, and we get a bunch from that, and I was tossing a lot of it before, but now we don't need to toss it anymore. Okay. So that gives us this, which we're going to take the polyethylene pulp for now. And now we need to make good circuits. And good circuits can be made with a good circuit board, steel casing, 4 diodes, electric circuits, and copper wire. And this is going to get us into MV tier. Now, this is the recipe that we need here. Alternatively, you could do it in a circuit assembler. Now, an LV, from my knowledge, is that it's not super worth it, and plus we're about to be in MV anyways, so we're not going to make a circuit assembler yet. We're going to actually just straight up make this recipe. So if we do Shift A on that, get the full material list. And luckily, we're already kind of halfway there, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see. We're missing some copper wire. Copper plates, steel. Yeah, so we got a little bit. So let's grab all of this, and then I think we can submit it and finally get into MV. Alrighty, so we got everything now to make 2 good circuits. And here we go. So we'll get some beer and wine. And if I'm not mistaken, that actually unlocks MV for us. Here we go. So here's MV. So first things first, we need to make an MV machine hole. And that is made with wrought iron, and, aluminum plates, and MV machine casings, which are all aluminum plates. Now, if I am not mistaken, we already have some aluminum. We have 8. So, we'll need to get some more aluminum, which I'm going to do off camera. And I think this is going to be a good point to end off the episode. Might as well drink a beer to finish it. Get a little tipsy. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We will be... Oh, geez. This nausea effect does go for quite a while here, doesn't it? We will be going through MV in the next episode, and I think we're going to be working on making things a little bit better for us because right now I feel like we're crawling through all the ages, and I think we need to get through it a little bit faster. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.